Hello, my name is Dr. Prashant Upadhyay and I welcome you all on this course of Introduction to Python Programming and its Application. In this course, we will going to teach you how to write a program in Python and how to use the Python code for building a machine learning application. In this lecture, we will going to talk about Google Colab.
Introduction to Google Colab. So why we are moving, or not only us, why the communities are moving towards the Google Colab. So basically when we are talking about this Google Colab, so this is you can see this is the logo of a Google Colab. So basically Google Colab stands for the Colaboratory, and in the short we are saying it is a Colab. So this is providing you a platform where you can write and execute your Python program in the browser. Not only the Python program, I will going to tell you more things in this, and today's session will be only on this Google Colab, that what more thing you can do in this Google Colab. So right now you can understand that we will going to write and execute our code of a Python in a browser. Now there is a question may arise that lot of online coding platform is available, like ProgramViz or coding platform is available. So still why the student or the faculty members or the researcher are going on this Google Colab? So the reason is that when we are going for this Google Colab, as we have already told you that we are writing the Python program in a browser, whether you are using your mobile phone, whether you are using your tablet, or whether you are using your laptop. If your device, I will say, if your device is capable of opening a browser, then you are capable of doing the programming in Google Colab. So you have a device, whether it is a mobile of a 2,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, or a 50,000 rupees. If it has a capability of opening a browser, you are able to do the programming. So what we are saying, that when we are talking about the machine learning, AI, when we are talking about this, what we are saying, that we require a high system configuration machine, that we should have a laptop, we should have that much of memory space in the laptop. That means we should have a hard disk, this much hard disk, we should have this much RAM. You don't require anything. Okay, so that is very much important, that there is this is zero configuration is required. Then we are talking about free access to the GPU. Now you can see that nowadays if you want to write a program, and you must have seen that nowadays gaming laptops, basically the concept of a GPU start with the gaming laptops. So to avoid the laggings in our games, we have got a GPU. Okay, so generally we have got a CPU. If we talk about the system, right now I am having my laptop, I have a CPU only in this. That stands for the central processing unit. GPU stands for the graphic processing unit, which is being used to perform a heavy task. For example, if you want to write a video, you have to do the video editing, you require a GPU cards. If you are going for the playing of a game like PUBG and all heavy games, you require the GPU. Even you can see that in the mobile phones, you have got a good processor that is coming that can support these games. That means what we are doing, if we are going with this type of system, the system cost will going to increase. However, this Google Colab, what it is providing you, it is providing you the free access to the GPU. And not only the GPU, there is another one word which is been going into the market, which is known as the TPU. That is known as the tensor processing unit. Nowadays, what you will going to see, that in the latest we have got a CPU laptop. Now nobody is preferring the CPU laptop. Now everybody prefer to go for the GPU. And maybe in a 5 year or beyond this, you will going to see that GPU laptop will, or a computer will become a very common. People will go and purchase the TPU cards. Because we have to write a program for the data science, we are writing a program for the machine learning, and these require high processing. And for this high processing, what we require some high processing units. Therefore, in coming years, you will going to see that GPU of 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, like this, you have got a GPU card. Now you will be getting a TPU card. So what the Google Colab is providing you, this Google Colab is providing you this free access to all this thing. It is providing you the CPU, it is providing you the GPU, and it is also providing you the TPU. So TPU stands for the tensor processing unit. And the last is that Google Colab is providing you the easy sharing. Okay, what code I have written for you all. So I don't have to send you some mail, or I have to give you some remote access to you. I have shared with you that code and you can do it. Now it's depend on me that what type of permission I'm giving to you. So if I'm giving you the permission to view only, so you can view that code only. Even you can, what you can do, you can just copy that code into your drive and you can start editing. However, I'm working and you are also working as some teammates of mine. So let's say if there are two teammates who are working on a same project, so I can provide the edit access to the another person also. So whenever that person will get the time, he or she can edit that codes.
So this is the advantage of a Google Colab.
Okay, so let me open the new notebook. So new notebook. So I want that you should do the practice with me. So here you can see that when I have opened the Google Colab, so generally when you open a Google Colab, it will going to ask you to sign in. So now you can see if I'm writing here Google Colab. Okay. So this is the process which you have to do. So when you write it, the Google Colab, this will going to come. So what you have to do, you have to click on this Google Colab. Once you click on this Google Colab, it will ask you to sign in. Click on here, sign in. Can you see it? Sign in. When you click on this sign in, here you have to write your whatever the email address you want. Just type it here, your email address, your password. So this window will going to appear. So this is the first window which will going to appear where it is written welcome to the Colab. So if you click on this, you will be redirected to this back page. And if you don't want to redirect to the new page, if you are familiar, you can click on this new notebook. So new notebook will going to open a new notebook for you. At the topmost corner, you will going to get this thing. It is written as untitled3.ipynb. So now you can understand that whatever the programming you are writing in this Google Colab will be saved in the format of .ipynb format. And by default, it will going to give the name as the untitled. So if you want to give some name here, let's say my first program. So you can write here my first program dot then ipynb. Okay, so here you can change the name. Next to this, what you can see is that there is also a drive option. So this drive means that whatever you will be saving, whatever you will be writing this program here, it will going to be saved in your drive. That is your Google Drive. So that's why there is a symbol of a drive. You can see that the option of share. That means you can, if you want, if you write some code, if you want to share the code, you can just click on here and you will going to share the. Now this is the browser web interface. Now you can see that I have got an option of a file, edit, view, insert, runtime, tools, and help. So what is present in the file is locate in drive. Okay, plain playground mode. Okay, new notebook. So as soon as I will going to click a new notebook, okay, so you can see that it is opening the page like this. Now you can see the difference. First I was having a untitled 3. Now I have got a untitled 4. That means already I have got a program which are being saved with the untitled 1 and 2. So this is the untitled 4. I will go back to this again. Now you can see that in the file option, if I have got some pre-existing program, I have to open it. So I have to open a notebook. So if I here, you can see that I have got certain codes which are being written here. So if I click on this, I can open that previous code. Next, what you can see that if you want to rename your file, okay, so here you can rename this file. Let's say I'm saying, okay, day 1 practice. I'm writing like this. Okay, so I have renamed my file, but the extension, you can see that the extension will going to remain as the .ipynb format. If I go to move to trace, if I have written this program, let's say this is a day 1 practice, I don't want this program, okay, and I want to delete this. So instead of deleting what it is providing you to move to trash. That means like in a Gmail, if you open your Gmail, you have got a trash option where when you delete that email, it go into the trash option, and after if you go again to that trash folder and you want to delete it permanently, you have to empty the trash. Similar way, when you are writing a program on this Google Colab, when you are moving it to the trash, it will remain in your trash folder, and you can go into that trash folder and you can empty your trash. You can click on move where you want to move. Okay, so if you want to move this whatever the program you have written, if you want to move it to the some other folder, you can just select the folder. Next is that suppose I share a code with you and I have given you a permission only to view the code, and what you want to save that code into your drive. So what do you have to do? You can save a copy in a drive. That means the code which I have shared with you, and if you click save a copy in a drive, then the copy of that code will going to be copied into your drive. So let's say whatever your email address is, have got a drive, you will going to use that. If I'm having my Gmail drive, I will be using my Gmail drive. So it is associated with the login, with what login you have done on a Google account. So it will going to copy your program into that. If you are aware of the GitHub, if you want to save that code directly on the GitHub, you can save it on the GitHub and all. And now the download. If you can see that in a download, we have got two options, IPYNB format and .py format. If you want that I want to write a program in the IDLE on my desktop should be able to run this program. So using this Python IDLE, so I will be using a download.py. If I want that, okay, I want to run a program on my Jupyter notebook or Anaconda. So for that, I have to use this .ipynb format. Now we have got the edit. In the edit system is like same. Select all cell, cut cell. As we will going to do the programming, we will going to understand it. Important thing is in this is the notebook setting. So what is the notebook setting? So this notebook, right, the program which you are writing right now is your node. If I go on to this edit, this is what it said, notebook setting. That means what is the hardware accelerator you are using. So hardware accelerator is none. That means you are not using any of the GPU or TPU. You are simply working on your CPU, like the system which I'm running live. That means you are using your central processing unit. If you are doing some more high processing task, you can use the GPU. And you can see that when I click on GPU, it say, okay, you can save it. And if you want any high configuration of a GPU cards by the Google Colab, you can upgrade to Google Colab Pro Plus, but these are chargeable. Still, it is providing you the GPU, the free access to the GPU. Then you can also select the TPU. So it is also providing you the TPU. So this hardware accelerator in a notebook setting, we are using this hardware accelerator where we can select none when we are using the GPU on CPU only. If I want to use a GPU, I can select a GPU. If I want to select a TPU, I can select a TPU. So by default, until unless you are not required GPU and TPU, don't use it. Don't waste the resources. Then we have got a view option. Right now, some of the commands will not be highlighted because we have not written any code. Then we have got an insert. You can insert a code cell or insert a text cell. Now you have to understand what is the code and the text cell is. This is the code and this is the text. Okay. So when I click on this code, so you can see that when I click on this code, or I can use a shortcut key of Control plus MB. So I will be using a control, and you can see a play button, something like a play button. So you can see that a play button option will be visible like this. Okay. That means here you are able to write your code. So let's say I'm writing print welcome to this course. And if I click on this play button, it is asking me to run. If I want to run this program, I have to click here. Here you will going to find that it will going to provide you the RAM and the disk space. That means on a Google server, it will provide you the actual virtual machine. The machine is being provided, which is virtual. And if I go here and see the configuration, what type of configuration it is providing me, So if you can see, connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, RAM 12.69 GB and disk is 107.72. That I was having a CPU, okay, and it was providing me 12 point something GB RAM and 107 GB memory. Okay, that was a CPU based. Now what I will going to do is that I will going to change my hardware accelerator. So you can see that if I go on my hardware accelerator notebook setting, and instead of none, I am using my GPU and I save it. So again, it is allocating me, connecting me, okay, initializing me, and now it is being connected. I will going to run it again. And now if I just click on this, now what you can see, can you find any difference? So you can see that it is written connected to Python 3 Google Compute Engine backend, and in the bracket it is written GPU. Okay, it is providing you the same RAM, that is 12.69 GB, but the disk space has been reduced. For the GPU based system, it was roughly 12.69. I can write 12.69 GB, but roughly I can say roughly 80 GB hard disk was given to you and when you were using a CPU, it was 107. Okay, so you can find the difference between this. Again, you go to the notebook setting and select the TPU, save. Again, it is failed to assign the backend. Okay, so now you can see that it is saying failed to assign a backend, no backend TPU is available. You don't have the access to the TPU right now. Okay, that means if you are interested in more faster GPU cards or the TPU cards that are in the markets available, you can go for the Google Colab Pro or Pro Plus. If I want to insert this code cell again, so I can either insert from here or I can insert from here. Okay, so if I insert it from here, again you can see that I can write here code print I am learning Google Colab, and I can run it. Now what is the thing we have seen here is that this is the statement where we are writing a code. Here we are writing our code, and this screen where you are getting is the output. This is the output you are getting. Similarly, you can see that here I am writing my code, writing a code, and here I'm getting my output. So you have to see the difference between where you are writing a code and where you are getting the output. So you will going to observe this thing. Sometimes it happens that we have to give the comments. This is to welcome participant. Okay, so if I'm running this, anything I have given in this hash, and you can see that everything become green. So this is known as the comment. I can write up in this code cell, I can write it in a comment form. Okay, and if I run it, this will not going to run, only this print command will going to be executed. Sometimes it happens that I want that, okay, I want to give some link to the student, okay, that you can watch these videos. Okay, that means I want to embed it in this. So what I can do, I can use this text button. So I can add a text button from here. Toggle heading. I am writing like here, this is the SDP program, okay, skill development program. So you can see if I write it here, this is the text I have written. That means in the Google Colab, what we are doing, we are providing the two things. One is the code block and another is the text block. So anything in this text block will not going to run. Only the program which is present in the code will going to be executed, and in that also if you have made it as a comment format, it will not going to execute. Now you can use another option. If I'm clicking on this option, so I have got a code option coming in between. I'm getting a code option here also. So if I want to insert, let's say I forget, welcome to this course, I'm learning Google Colab. I am a programmer. Suddenly somebody asked me, okay, you have to insert one code before that. What code I have to insert before that? They say that you have to insert that what course you are learning. Print what course you are learning. And what I want to give a comment that here I have to ask, here I have to ask the participant what they are learning. You can see here I have written, here I have to ask the participant what they are learning. Sometimes it happens that equation, I want to write an equation we are writing is in the form of a math editor, or we are writing it in the form of a latex software. So I can use a program here to write my equation also. For example, if I want to write a program y equal to x plus, let's say, z, I'm writing like this. Okay, now most of you are familiar that this is the equation I have written. So if I want to write some complicated equation here, I can use it. So if you want to know that what the code is doing, what equation you are executing, you can write the code here. So this is clear to you. Okay, again, this what we are writing, this all things we are writing on the text, okay, not on the code one. Similarly, if I go on this text one again, so here you can see that if you want to write something in the format as a code, that when we are writing something format in the form of a code, you can select it like this. So it will going to give you this is a formatted as a code, though it is giving you the feeling that you are writing something in the form of a code, but it is not a code. Similarly, what you can do is that if you want to insert some image in this or link, let's say I'm saying www, here you will going to search Google. What will going to happen is that when I click on this, it will be redirected to the Google's. Either you can insert it from the desktop. Okay, so let's say I'm inserting this image from here, alt enter. So you can see this image is being inserted here. How I will going to design Google form in HTML page, okay, or Google form code in HTML. Okay, let me take it from here, W3 schools. Okay, so let's say I'm using this frames layout or input types. Okay, for this, if I want to write it in the HTML, what I have to do, I have to use the percentage, 2% and HTML. Okay, now I can write my HTML code here. You can see first name and the last name. Okay, that means there are a lot of things you can do with this Google Colab. You can trade your form, everything you can do. So this is the HTML part. If you are interested in HTML part and you want to develop and see with the help of this, you can use this Google Colab also.
I hope the Google Colab is clear to you.